Welcome to Gardening at 58 North. Today I'd like to show you my Gloxinia plant here. I'd just like to give you an update on how it's doing, and how it's been growing the last few weeks. So the brief history of this plant is I got it about a year ago, maybe almost a year and a half ago, and it had lovely purple flowers, covered in flowers, did really well, flowered nicely, and then even had a second frost about 6 months later. And then it started to die back to the tuber because the Gloxinia goes through a phase of growing leaves, then flowers, and then dying back and being dormant for a while. You can see the tuber here, and it's been doing quite well. It's got quite a decent size to it now. It's probably like a small potato, about that kind of size. So I did a video about that, replanting it. And it went dormant kind of October time, November time, which was perfect because it's really dark here in Scotland during the winter and there just wouldn't be enough light for it to really grow or do anything. So it died down at the perfect timing, which was great. And it started to grow about January, February time, which is also good because it means it's got lots of leaves now. The leaves are fully developed. It's now coming to the end of March. And it means that, and because it's the end of March, the sun's really quite strong again because we passed the spring equinox. So it's got some really lovely lush growth. You can see how dark the green the leaves are. It's really doing healthily. And I think that's because I've given it a really good compost mix this time. As I said in my previous video, it's a mixture of multi-purpose compost and quite a bit of perlite for drainage. And that seems to have really helped it. It's growing nicely. I don't think there's much evidence of the roots coming out the bottom, but I'm pretty sure with the strong growth from the top like that, that there's going to be plenty of roots growing under there. So it's doing really nice. Hasn't got any visible flower buds yet, I think, or we might have some there actually. It's kind of hard to tell, it could be more leaves, but I think there might be some flower buds forming. This one, however, just seems to be growing more leaves. So there's two main stems at the moment. There was originally hundreds of little shoots started coming out, but those have actually stayed dormant and they haven't grown anymore, which is good because you don't want lots of little shoots because you'll either get loads of leaves or you might get one or two flowers but not many. What you want is just one or two big strong shoots and they'll have big leaves followed by really big showy flowers. That's exactly what's happened, so it's working out really well. And I think it's so dark green at the moment because this compost had a lot of feed in it, so it's doing really well. And also, as it was starting to die back, back in autumn, I was giving it quite a strong feed for flowers. So it's got a lot of nutrients stored up in the tuber, so that's really benefited it. And you can see just how dark and lush the leaves are. And they've also got this nice hair on them, so you can see that kind of silveriness. If you look at them at a certain angle, it's almost iridescent. It's quite nice. So yeah, it's doing well. I've got it on a south-facing window, or slightly southeast facing window, so it gets a lot of sun. The sun starts shining on it now about 6 or 7 in the morning, all the way till about probably 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. So it gets a lot of sunshine, and it's even still quite bright when it's not got direct sun. I'll keep an eye on it though. As it approaches the summer, the sun might get a bit too strong for the plant, so I might just move it a bit further back from the window so it doesn't get as much direct sunlight. But at the moment, a lot of direct sunlight is doing it great. So I'll keep you guys updated. I'm hoping maybe in a month or so we'll have some flowers, but maybe we'll just have more leaves, who knows. We've got quite a few side shoots growing on it, which I find interesting, so I don't know. It might have several clusters of flowers. When I had it originally, it just really had one shoot and then a mass of flowers. It had so many flowers you couldn't really see the leaves. It did really well. So I'm hoping for a repeat performance like that. At the moment I haven't been feeding it because of the good compost it's in, but now it's got to a decent size. I'm thinking it's probably absorbed quite a lot of that fertiliser already. So what I'm going to start doing is I'll just give it just a mixed feed. So I'm just going to give it baby bio, and that'll just boost its growth. And then when I start seeing the flower buds, I'm going to start giving it some tomorite, which is good for flowering because it's got a high potassium content. So I'll switch to that, and hopefully that will encourage really big vivid flowers. So that's my Gloxinia at the moment, doing really well, looking really healthy. It was quite yellow the leaves last time I had this growing, but this year it's looking really good. So I'll keep you guys updated and hopefully we'll have some good flowers in a few months.